What's going on, YouTube? Raging Kodiak, we got an absolute banger for you. So today we're going to be diving into a little bit of a guide. I did one last year for the 6th anniversary, but on the 22nd of June, in about 2 days now, we will have the 7th anniversary Twisted Masquerade. So with that, we're going to be trying to prep for ensuring you get the most amount of the blood point offerings. Not 100% certain if they're going to be called the Frightful Flan again. But they're going to offer you 107% blood point for each one that you use. Obviously, 4 survivors, 1 killer. Theoretically, if everybody brings one, you're going to have a lot of blood points coming in. So we're going to show you what builds I recommend, because obviously since last year, there was some updates to some of the perks, specifically things like barbecue and chili, We're Going to Live Forever. They no longer offer blood point offerings. So today we're going to show you which ones you can run, which ones I recommend, and the build that I plan to use during this entire event. I'm going to kind of guide you through what to expect, how to kind of prepare, and make sure that you have everything you need going into it. So without further ado, let's get after it. All right, so starting with prepping and ensuring that you have everything you're going to need going into the event done prior to it. My recommendation is having over 2 million blood points in the bank. So having at 2 million blood point cap. If you can help it, also go to your archives, complete challenges throughout. Try not to accept them. Try and work around them so that you have as much in there as you can. For the reason of this, each blood web that you use theoretically is going to offer you 1 flan per web. If you have to complete 50, you get at least 50 per survivor or killer. Now, my recommendation with that is obviously you're going to want the 2 million, spend it on whatever, hero, like survivor you want. The biggest thing that I tell people, and this is what I'm going to recommend to you as well, is go to your survivors and see who is ready for prestiging. Anybody that is close, like Jake Park, we have, Claudette, Dwight's even nearby. For me, I have quite a couple that are ready to go. Specifically, that if you have a very low tiered survivor, this is going to be your blood web. This is what you're looking at for spending. So when you start the next one, let's just say I do this. Level 2, it's going to cost me, 15,000 blood points to get a flan. And you're going to obviously make far more than that. So for every tier that you use, or for every tier blood web you go over, you're going to get more and more. So you're not going to want to use a blood web on let's say a level 50 survivor, because it's going to look like this, right? You're going to spend far too much blood points for only 1 flan. It makes more sense to get ready to prestige them and then start from level 1 so you can maximize the amount of flan you get per blood web. Now, speaking about the proper builds that you're going to be looking for to run during this event to maximize your blood points, as I mentioned in the intro, the blood point perk offers that you get to use got a rework. So things like We're Going to Live Forever, barbecue, chili, etc., etc. They got changed. So you no longer get the added bonus for certain ones. So what I did is I put together what I plan to use during this event. Now, specifically speaking, No One Left Behind, it adds a 100% additional blood point for healing, unhooking other survivors. The caveat with that one is you get 50% bonus speed when healing and unhooking survivors. So obviously you're going to be healing a lot of people. You're going to be unhooking survivors, for specific reasons. Now, what's going to caveat from that, or what's going to complement that rather, is going to be Desperate Measures. So Desperate Measures is a perk that for every single survivor that is injured or in the dying state or hooked, you get a 14% increase to your speed for healing and unhooking. Now, the cool part is, you're going to be unhooking people, you're going to be healing people, and everybody's going to be coming to you for heals. Since medkits really kind of took a nerf during the last patch, you're not going to be using it on yourself. You're going to be using it on others. So I'm bringing the Ranger med kit, and that's going to be paired with the iridescent gel dressing and the gauze roll, because we don't really care about the speed. We're not looking to do the abdominal dressing because we don't care about the extra 15%, because we're going to have desperate measures as well as no one left behind, right? So our healing speeds are already going to be at mock Jesus. So we want as many charges as possible to be able to heal up people. The next one I'm going to be running is Prove Thyself. Prove Thyself, it still gives you 100% more blood points for co-op actions. When you're repairing a generator with another survivor, you get extra blood points. You know, you're going to want to do gens. You're going to want to be altruistic. During this event, running the killer is not going to grant you all that many blood points. Because obviously the boldness caps out at what? I think 9,000 now. I think they upped it. So we're going to be doing gens. We're going to be unhooking survivors. We're going to be healing each other, etc. To ensure that you get to the hook before anybody else, my recommendation is probably running Sprint Burst. Obviously, Sprint Burst is pretty self-explanatory. You run at 150% speed for 3 seconds. Then you become exhausted. This way, it allows you to get to the hook faster than the other survivors, so then you can use your desperate measures and no one left behind. Moving to the killer side of things, there was a big, hubbub about, the 4 stacks that you get for barbecue, because then it kind of allowed you to get your full stacks of barbecue for your added blood points. So with this, I recommend running Bubba. Obviously, he's a super easy killer to play, in my opinion. And he actually offers a really cool option, which I call meme limiter, speed limiter. So when you hit a survivor with your chainsaw, you're no longer going to down them instantaneously. It takes 1 health state from them. But it also adds 100% more blood points for chainsaw hits during, each hit. So what we're going to do is we're going to pair that with iridescent flesh. Iridescent flesh, when you hit a survivor, the chainsaw replenishes all of its charges instantaneously. Obviously, this is going to get kind of pricey because iridescent flesh. But if you're going to be running and you're looking to kind of do this, you're going to have some of these stocked up. You don't have to run iridescent flesh. I recommend it if you have a few on standby. If you really wanted to, I would probably run maybe beast marks. That's an easy one to run. You can run knife scratches. These are just speed add-ons. Another thing that's really kind of easy. For me, what I'm going to be running during for my killer portion of the day, the 3 perks that offer a blood point offering. So Survivor only offer 2 of them, only offer blood points. Killer actually gets 3. However, they're kind of low. So the first one is going to be a Hex Totem. It's called Hex Thrill of the Hunt. Hex Thrill of the Hunt offers 10% more blood points for actions in the Hunter category for each token. Obviously, for each token, it's a 10% reduction in cleansing and blessing speed, which it's going to get blessed pretty early on. So that's why 10% is really all not that crazy, but it's kind of nice to have. The next one is going to be Beast of Prey. It's actually a Huntress teachable. This one offers 50% more blood points for actions in the Hunter category. I'm gonna kind of cover what each one of them means. So the Hunter, this is also in the Hunter category. So I mean, I guess it's kind of nice that like this one, if it gets cleansed, Beast of Prey kind of picks up its slack. And then Distressing. So Distressing is a perk that increases the terror radius by 26%, but it also gains 100% more blood points for actions in the deviousness category. So ultimately, you're going to get what, 160% added blood point with these 3. And then, I run Shadowborn because I'm an absolute troglodyte and I have a Shadowborn addiction. Other killers like Hillbilly, he actually has a meme limiter as well. He's a lot harder to hit survivors with the chainsaw than Bubba is. But I mean, you can obviously run, meme limiter here. There's a lot of other killers that offer a lot of blood points for different actions that you will kind of conduct throughout it. Doctor is one of them because when you shock survivors, you actually get blood points for that. Clown's actually a good one because when you hit a survivor with the bottles, you get some blood points for it. Hag, unfortunately, I hate to say it, Hag is kind of nice because when a survivor procs her traps. Legion's a really good one just because it's always hitting and running and you're constantly doing stuff. So there's a lot of different killers that you can kind of run that's going to get you a lot of blood points. And I covered it in my last video. However, I'm going to cover it again here. If you do the getting started and you actually go to complete these trials, these are the tutorials. I know it sounds weird, but they actually offer like 50,000 blood points, I think. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've done these. But if you complete these and do them all, not only do you get a charm, whatever, but you get like 200,000 blood points. It doesn't take all that long. You got to kind of loop a trapper for a second and just kind of, you know, and you kill some bots and survive against a bot. So pretty straightforward and simple. All right, well, there you have it. That's going to be my prep guide for the 7th anniversary Twisted Masquerade. Hopefully you found some use out of this. If you have some tips that you're going to be implementing throughout this event, drop them in the comments. Let me know. I'd love to learn some newer ways to be able to maximize my blood points during this event if you have something that you did during the last one. So until the next one, be good to yourselves, be good to others. Tell somebody that you love them. If you like what you see, be a friend, tell a friend. If not, let's pretend it even happened. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up on the video. Comment if you got some tips for me or for anybody else in the community. Next one. Much love all.